Hey guys, Mitch here from Minifig Man Cave with a LEGO Hero Factory Invasion from Below 2014 Wave 1 review. This is set number 44019, ROCKA Stealth Machine with 89 pieces, and the set retails for $15 US. So let's take a look. So here is the Stealth Machine itself. I'm just going to start at the bottom of it. In here. So you can see down here we've just got some standard feet, and then armor on the front of the lower legs, and then on the armor on the side of the upper legs. And then clipped in there we have a couple of tools. We have a hammer here and a wrench here, and those can be used by ROCKA for whatever he needs to use them for. And then up here, moving up to the torso area, we have the cockpit here. Underneath it, we've sort of got like a crotch armor plate there, and that sort of has a purpose too, which I'll show you in a sec. You've got 3 stickers on the cockpit canopy, one that says ROCKA, and then 2 with some other things on them, possibly some sort of heads-up display, I would assume. And then we've got 2 fairly different arms, actually. So we've got this one right here, which is on the left, on the machine's left, which is the gun arm, as I would call it. You can see it's pretty well armored, but it's got the, of course, the Zamor sphere launcher at the end there, with the top piece that was introduced in Breakout. So yeah, and if you don't know, Breakout was the 2012 series of Hero Factory, and it launches one of these green Zamor spheres, which is nice. Always nice to get something that shoots, and something that shoots well. So the other arm here, I'm just going to move the shoulder pad out of the way. The other arm here has this very nice printed piece, which is exclusive to ROCKA's machines, which are this, and then the ROCKA Crawler from Wave 2 also has it. It's printed on a silver number 5 armor piece, and I think it has a really cool design. And then, sure, part of it is covered up by the shoulder pad, but it still looks pretty nice. And you've got a little bit of armor here on the forearm, and then you have the grabber claw arm, which is really meant to be able to pick up one of the jumpers, like so, and do whatever you want with it. You know, smash it on the ground, put it in the canister on the back, etc. Yeah. So moving on to the how the cockpit works. So basically, what you're going to want to do to load your ROCKA mini hero or minifigure, whatever you want to call it. LEGO calls it mini hero, but it's really just a taller minifigure, much taller actually. But basically, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move the cross plate down a bit, like that, just sort of get it out of the way a bit. And then what you're going to want to do next, let me just actually zoom in a bit. There we go. You're going to want to take ROCKA. I'll show you where to put his gun in a moment. Just open up the cockpit, move your 2 control sticks out of the way, and then there's a peg in the back of his armor piece, just sort of sticking out there. And what you can do with that is plug it into that hole in the back right there, hole in the back of the seat. You're just going to put his feet down like that, and then you can move the armor plate back up, and then you're going to want to take his hands and have him grab the control sticks. There you go. Okay, and then next and final thing is to just close the cockpit. You're going to want to make sure his feet do not get in the way of the cockpit, so you want to make sure it hits him in the shin right there. And then, yeah, and then the gun, I'll show you where that goes in a minute, but this is listed as a play feature. The seat comes off. That is literally listed on as a play feature on the bag. But yeah, there's what the seat looks like. You can see there's where ROCKA pegs in, and then it just clips onto that ball right there, that ball joint in the middle, like so. Moving up above the cockpit here, there's a there's an armor piece right there. And what you're gonna do is, if I can just fix it. There we go. You're gonna take the gun and put the handle in the front of that, like so. You can really angle it whichever way you want. It's kind of meant to be angled back slightly, the armor pieces, but there you go. Moving around to the back, and then we'll take a look at the articulation after we look at the back. From the back, I'm just gonna move this back a bit. You can see the lower legs are pretty open. The upper legs are pretty well covered because their armor is on the side. And then the back of the torso actually has a small armor piece attached to it with a certain type of Technic connector. So, yeah. And then you've got the canister on the back, which is meant to store the jumpers if you capture one, and you can like analyze it and whatever. It does, Lego says in the instructions to have it at parallel, but I like to put it up here a bit. I think it just looks better that way, and you can have it come all the way down that far, like so. So what you're going to do, you're just going to open it up like that, take your jumper, if I can get the hand to open back up, there we go, and just put it in, and then just close it up, there you go, locks into place, and then you can just bring it back up, or whatever you want to do with that. So now onto the articulation. You've already seen a bit of it already, but yeah. So moving our machine back a bit here. There we go. So the articulation consists of ankle joints, knee joints, hip joints. The crotch plate can be adjusted since it's on one of these smallest size bones right there, as you can see. Like I said, the canister can be moved up and down. And on each arm, the shoulder pad can move quite a bit. Just adjust it with the arm. So like if you have the arm like that, you can move the shoulder pad like that, etc. So you've got shoulder articulation, elbow articulation. Do I have something built wrong here? It kind of feels like I do. I don't think I do though. Oopsie. Just broke it. And wrist articulation there. And then on the other side, in addition to what I already mentioned, the fingers are all individually posable, so you can do whatever you want with those. And man. And there is the ROCKA Stealth Machine. This thing is kind of hard to pose actually, but whatever. I mean, it doesn't have any friction joints, so I guess you would kind of expect that. There you go. So before we take a look at ROCKA, let's take a look at the jumper included in the set. This is the orange jumper with a black shell on top, when connected by a Technic pin. Looks very nice. The bottom part is rubber and the top part is hard plastic. And basically how these work, I'm going to zoom out all the way for you guys because these things jump pretty high. What you're going to do is you're going to take your finger, you're going to press down on the back as far as you can, or as far as you want to, and just let go. And they'll just jump into the air really high. Or you can get them to like jump forward instead of up as much. Sometimes they'll jump backward. It's kind of unpredictable. But I mean, you can jump them lightly, you can make them jump not as high. That time it landed on its feet, look at that. But, yeah, and they will not, one of these cannot take down the machine. It can knock over the minifigure, though. And, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool feature. And it's kind of fun, actually, just to have it fly. You can sort of play a game, see if it'll land on its feet. That time it jumped up and hit my wall shelf, but, yeah, there is the jumper. So here is the ROCKA minifigure included with this set. Just gonna give him a quick 360. You can see his helmet here. I'd say it looks quite a bit like his Brentech helmet. But very nice mold. Obviously, it's in pearl gold because that is ROCKA's really the main color. And then he's got a blank lime head underneath that. No printing, and that's just for his eyes and mouth and whatnot. Looks pretty good if you ask me. He's got the Hero Factory armor piece in gunmetal, which looks really nice, and it's got the peg on the back, like I said. He's got the 1x1 round tile with the hero core print, of course, like all the heroes do. And he's got the gun there, and of course he has the wrench and the hammer, which are attached to the machine. He's got the Hero Factory arms in pearl gold, and the Hero Factory legs in pearl gold for this year. And yeah, and they have different attachment points, like bars right there to attach things to. But yeah, and then he does have the like all the heroes this year, he does have the black skeleton torso underneath the armor. But yeah, there is ROCKA. So overall, guys, I think this is a pretty cool set from a few different standpoints. First of all, it's got all the main things that were in Invasion from Below Wave 1. You know, it's got the mini figure hero, the jumper, the seat, the canister, the special printed piece, you know, all those sorts of things. And I mean, I think it looks pretty nice. Definitely a good size as well. It's nice that you get the grabber claw and the weapon arm. And I think the jumpers work really well, and I'd say for the mini heroes, ROCKA probably translated the best as far as the helmet goes from the larger version. But that's going to do it for this review, guys. I'd say go ahead and pick this set up. And if you're not interested in the build, I mean, it has some pretty good parts. But that's going to do it for this review. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my Bricklink store and my Flickr page. Links in the description, and I will see you next time.